So earlier yesterday, Sony shadow dropped a new trailer for Ghost of Yotei, and alongside that, we got a release date, October 2nd, 2025. The new trailer was called The Onryo's List, and it gives us a little bit of insight into Atsu's backstory. She's the main character of Ghost of Yotei. With the first trailer of the game, we kind of had an idea that Atsu would be going on some sort of revenge journey. We just didn't know the details of it, but now we do. We now know that 16 years ago, so 16 years prior to when the game will be taking place, Atsu's family was killed. I guess her hometown or something like that was raided by a group of outlaws named the Yotei Six. They killed her family and left her for dead there. They pinned her to a tree with a sword, a katana. But apparently she survived. She learned to fight, learned to kill, hunt. Now she's going to take a revenge on the six people who killed her family. The six people who killed her family, all but one person had a mask on, so she kind of took note of the mask they were wearing. So the snake, the Oni, the Kitsune, the spider, the dragon, and Lord Saito. I guess that's the person who didn't have a mask on. And in the trailer, we actually see she has some sort of cloth on her wrist. And whenever she kills somebody on that list, she'll use the blood from her katana to cross out the name, moving on to the next, which is a pretty cool detail. So similar to Ghost of Tsushima, this is another sort of revenge story, though I'd say this is a little more personal. Ghost of Tsushima, although it became personal with trying to kill the Khan because everything that he done, but it was more of a grand story, right? It was more at stake than just Jin and himself. Whereas for Atsu, she just wants to fight. She just want to kill the people that killed her family. That's like her whole persona. And who knows, maybe there's more to the story than just going on a revenge killing spree. But from what we can tell from face value, looking at this trailer, we see that she's just trying to kill people, six people that killed her family. Which has the potential to be a very compelling story. It's a simple storyline at face value, but it has the potential to be very compelling if done right. Looking back at Ghost of Tsushima, when first revealed, it was a pretty simple storyline at face value, but it's when you play the game and you see the overall grand scheme of things, you see the themes, the different themes going on in the game with like honor and revenge and dishonor. All that is what made the game more compelling than just going to kill the Khan. With Ghost of Tsushima, I think it was advertised as a more grand operation at first. Let's drive out the Mongols, take back our island, and kill the Khan, right? But in doing all of that, more conflicts and everything were added to the story. It became more than just about taking the island back and killing the Khan, even though that was the top priority. And I get the feeling Ghost of Yotei is going to be the complete opposite. She just wants to kill the six people that killed her family and left her for dead 16 years ago. But in doing all of that, I get the feeling we're going to have this more grand operation. It's going to become more than just getting revenge. You know, it's funny. I just said all that, and I'm now reading the PlayStation blog, and they pretty much said exactly what I'm saying. Atsu will meet unlikely allies and forge new connections that help give her a new sense of purpose. So yeah, she's definitely going to meet new people along her revenge journey, and it's going to give her more than just a revenge journey. She's definitely going to be, I guess, destined for something greater than just getting revenge on the people who killed her family. Same way Jin was destined for something greater than just, I don't know, protecting Tsushima. He had to become the ghost in order to do that. Let me reword that. Jin wasn't only destined to save Tsushima and protect it, but he was destined to become the ghost in order to do that. So he had to abandon his ways, his honor, all his teachings from his family, his uncle. He had to abandon all that, become the ghost in order to protect his island and his people. Though I don't think he abandoned his honor, because to me, honor means just protecting people from evil, I guess. And that's exactly what Jin was doing. Even that's what he believed. And he did it by any means necessary, especially against people like the Mongols, the Khan. So I guess honor to him meant something completely different than to someone like his uncle. And yeah, speaking of Jin and Ghost of Tsushima, this is 300 years after his time. So as they said in their blog, PlayStation's blog, this is completely unrelated to the first game, but they did say they want to make sure this is a worthy follow-up to Ghost of Tsushima. And I know, yeah, they said it's going to be completely unrelated, but there's got to be some, like, something from Jin's journey, I'm assuming, his legacy. They are different time periods and different areas, but still, I feel like something from Jin's legacy has to come up in this game. If not, then I'd understand. 300 years is a lot of time, and also they said they wanted to be something separate, so I'd understand. So yeah, the game comes out October 2nd, which is actually a Thursday. There's three different versions of the game: standard edition, $70, digital deluxe, $80, and the collector's edition for $250. Pre-orders don't go out until May 2nd, so I'd suggest if you're trying to get that collector's edition, be there on time, because these things always seem to get sold out pretty much automatically. But yeah, honestly, I kind of thought for some reason the game would come out in the summer like the first game, since it came out in July. I don't know, I just assumed that it would come out around the same time, but it makes sense. It aligns with a lot of PlayStation's release dates. And honestly, it's fine. October is a pretty good release date. Yeah, man, this year's looking pretty stacked, especially starting what, June, getting toward the end of the year. And if GTA 6 does end up coming out this year, definitely got a video on that, by the way. But yeah, as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, like it up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know if you're excited for Ghost of Yotei.